place where the traitor lost both his name and his face.
Am I shocked? Am I surprised about what Randy Orton did last week? No. But I am pissed off. Randy Orton betrayed the Authority last week on Monday Night Raw. He turned his back on the three men that helped bring him back into this company. A man that was sitting at home doing nothing. But I gave Randy Orton a lifeline. I extended out my hand to Randy Orton, and I allowed him to come back into my company. And what does he do? He throws it all back in my face for the chance to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30. Randy Orton, you signed your death wish. And now, I'm not going to be responsible. Brock Lesnar's not going to be responsible for what happens to you next. And now, in the next few weeks on Raw, I'm going to make sure that you don't even make it to WrestleMania. So your little title match at WrestleMania, it's going to be irrelevant. Because by the time I'm finished with you, you'll just crawl into WrestleMania and embarrass yourself. Speaking of WrestleMania, I have a little announcement to make about WrestleMania 30. The night after WrestleMania 30, for the first time ever in WWE Universe mode, there will be a draft. There will be a draft commencing the night after WrestleMania on Monday Night Raw, continuing into Friday Night SmackDown, where there will be superstars from Raw being drafted over to SmackDown and superstars from SmackDown being drafted over to Raw. This will shake up the roster. This will change the complexity of this company for good. At WrestleMania 30, we're going to have a match that will determine which brand gets the #1 draft pick. Now, of course, for this draft, champions are not eligible to be drafted. So everyone else is eligible, though. So at WrestleMania, there will be a 6-man tag team match. 3 superstars from Raw, 3 superstars from SmackDown will face off. The winner gets the #1 pick. Since there is no SmackDown general manager, Triple H has decided to have a little bit of a friendly rivalry with myself, as he will be picking the SmackDown team, and I will be picking my Raw team. So over the next couple of weeks, I will be assessing and analyzing which 3 men will represent the greatest brand in sports entertainment, Monday Night Raw.
Bow down to the king.
So Paul Heyman dropping a big announcement. There's going to be a draft after Monday Night Raw. That is awesome. So we're going to have a bit of a shake-up of the rosters. I think that will work out really, really well to spice it up a little bit heading in towards, well, the night after WrestleMania. So speaking of WrestleMania, 3 weeks away, we are continuing the build-up. Another big show in store for you guys. So let's get straight into this week's edition of Universe Mode. So we have Adam Rose versus RVD, one-on-one. 2 guys that could be a part of the US title match, perhaps. Heading in towards WrestleMania 30, of course. Speaking of WrestleMania, the tag team tournament to determine the #1 contenders for WrestleMania 30 continues. Rey Mysterio and the Big Show, they're going to face off against the Awesome Ryders. Of course, the winner of the tournament will face the Shield for the belts. Triple Threat, another US title contention matchup perhaps. R-Truth, Dean Ambrose, and Fandango. Perhaps one of these teams could be the 3 guys that represent Monday Night Raw. John Cena, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, they're going to face off against the Wyatt family. So I think this is a good match. Smart move from Paul Heyman to book this one. The Usos, they're going to face the Shield. We have to probably assume the Usos will be a part of the tag tournament. And Randy Orton, well, he's going to face off against not 1, but 2 world champions. Brock Lesnar and Ryback, the WWE and the World Heavyweight Champion. Man, could the odds be stacked more against Randy Orton? I don't think so. So that's a huge match. Brock Lesnar is going to be in action. That's rare, as Adam Rose, he knocks off RVD. So a bit of an upset, I thought, there from Adam Rose. RVD on a bit of a downward spiral right now. Dean Ambrose wins Triple Threat, so that's a good sign. Who wins the 6-man tag team match? I think that would have been a good one to play, but we're only going to be playing 2 instead of 3, as the Whites, they knock off Cena, Punk, and Daniel Bryan. The Usos, they beat the Shield. Perhaps they could be the front runners for the tag team tournament if they are, of course, a part of it. I think they probably will be. So, it's time to determine who will be one half of the second round of the tag team tournament on the B side, we'll call it that. So the Awesome Ryders, they're going to face off against Rey Mysterio and the Big Show. A couple of you guys actually requested the Big Show and Rey Mysterio to be a part of the tag team tournament. You know, Rey Mysterio and Big Show haven't really been teaming up a hell of a lot in recent times, but these guys, the Awesome Ryders, they've haven't really been a team for a long time, but they've been impressive since they have actually began to team up, I thought. So I've been enjoying their little run as a tag team, but they've been close, but not quite close enough to capture the gold. So here's the Big Show. He was a part of the Elimination Chamber match. He's been trying to get some singles gold without luck. Now he's entering back into the tag team mix with his buddy Rey Mysterio. So that could be a good move for Big Show. He was teaming up with Rey Mysterio quite heavily for a while back, and they almost got a shot at the belts. They were in and amongst it, but they never quite got themselves an opportunity and never quite got themselves the gold. So they're back at it again, perhaps looking to win tag team gold. Rey Mysterio also, he went back to try and win singles gold as well by competing in amongst the Intercontinental Championship. He was one guy that was actually brought over to SmackDown from Raw. So speaking of draft, well, Rey Mysterio didn't quite get drafted, but he was moved from Raw to SmackDown. He decided to make the change, and well, it happened. So the draft after WrestleMania 30, a lot of you guys have been asking me as well, will I be continuing Universe Mode after WrestleMania 30? The answer is yes, obviously. The night after WrestleMania, we're going to have a big draft, and it's also going to continue on into SmackDown. So it's going to be a bit of a draft week. So that's going to be awesome, and we could see some guys that we haven't seen on Raw that are on SmackDown. They could make the change, and vice versa. Obviously, the champions, they're safe. And another question I want to bring to you guys: should we bring a second tag team championship over onto the SmackDown brand or to Raw? So we have the one tag team championship belts right now, but I feel as though we've got enough tag teams to perhaps expand that and bring in a second tag team championship to really make it brand exclusive. I don't know, it's just a thought. So let me know what you guys think. Should we bring in a second tag team championship, or do we feel as though, look, the one belts, they kind of suit? You know, thinking about it now, they probably do suit a little bit more, and we don't really have a lot of room on the pay-per-views to really have a second tag team championship match, do we? So I don't know. It's a thought I've been having in the past couple of weeks, and I feel as though it could work, but I want you guys to have your input. Should we have a second tag team championship belt brought over into SmackDown or into Raw? I don't know which championships I'll probably make exclusive. I probably would make, you know, these bronze belts exclusive to Raw, and I probably would bring back like the World Tag titles, and maybe, actually no, I think World Tag Team titles always, when I think of those belts, I think of Raw. So I'd probably put them on Raw and then put the current titles on SmackDown, or maybe bring back the other tag team titles, which I feel as though are much better looking to the ones they got now. I mean, the bronze belts are terrible. They're awful. I mean, I really wish they'd bring back the old style belts, the World Tag Team titles, and the old WWE Tag Team title belts. They look nice. I actually really like those. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, as we have Big Show and Rey Mysterio versus the Awesome Ryders here. Obviously, Big Show and Rey Mysterio haven't teamed up much in recent times. What kind of impact will that have as a team? Will they be a bit rusty as a team? Will they be, you know, will they have a bit of a lack of communication? Obviously, these guys have been doing all the singles wrestling, no tag team wrestling, so it's going to be a very difficult challenge, I think, for both these men. Whereas the Awesome Ryders, they have been, you know, in good touch, as we noted before. So you probably would have to say the Awesome Ryders has the momentum leading towards this one. And, you know, we've had a couple of qualifying matches already. We know one half of round 2, which is going to be the Punjabi Cobra versus the Primetime Players. That's going to happen in a couple of weeks, so that'll be awesome. And then we have one side of round 2 will be determined tonight between these two teams, and the next side of round 2 will be determined in the next episode of Universe Mode over on SmackDown. So certainly this tournament's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very close, as this match is it's pretty close. And obviously, like I said, I think the Awesome Ryders probably should take this one out. But, you know, when you have the Big Show 7 foot tall, and then you have the high-flying Rey Mysterio, expect the unexpected between these two guys. Anything can happen, really. So it's hard to really pick a winner between these two teams. But Obviously, very experienced customers in Big Show and Rey Mysterio. They've been around the block plenty of times. And Awesome Ryders, they've got something to prove. You know, they haven't really had much success in Universe mode, so it's time for those guys to step up and get themselves Tag Team Gold, in my opinion. As the Big Show sent flying there from The Miz. Wow, he just sent him flying at the shoulder right into the stomach of the Big Show, and he went head first on the announce table as Mysterio, he takes down The Miz now. So obviously the Shield, what kind of confidence was Mysterio? Wow, once again taking down The Miz, that was awesome. No pun intended there, but obviously the Shield, they've just won the belts again, so what kind of, confidence will they have leading in towards the pay-per-view, really? Because they haven't really been that convincing in recent months, so do we really expect them to retain? I think we could see new tag team champions again at WrestleMania, so I think the winner of this tournament has a really good chance of knocking off the Shield. So it's going to be very important to see who wins this one. I think the Primetime Players have got to be the favourite overall, in my opinion, and I think they honestly do deserve another opportunity. And it's probably not really fair that the Authority, Paul Heyman, and was Randy Orton, but now the mystery GM of SmackDown are making the Primetime Players compete in this tournament. So I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what exactly happens, and can the Primetime Players pull off the unthinkable and win the tournament and get themselves another opportunity? That would be awesome to see. Defy the odds, come back and really get your shot, and then go back to WrestleMania and beat the Shield. That'll be pretty cool, in my opinion. As Zack Ryder hits the elbow with a nice little double team there from the Awesome Ryders. Zack Ryder finished it off with a nice little elbow. And now a drop kick taking down the Big Show on the outside there. Awesome Ryders looking good. As Mysterio, I thought he was going to fly over the top rope. But he thought otherwise. And hang on, what's this? Zack Ryder's in trouble. Dial it up. Here we go. And 619 there from Mysterio. Zack Ryder's in trouble. Senton. Here we go. Shoulders down. Miz breaks it up in the nick of time, saving the match. I thought for sure that the Awesome Ryders were going to lose here. The Big Show, he's outside the ring, and the Miz looked to break it up, but Zack Ryder kicked out anyways. So Rey Mysterio hitting the big 619. Unfortunately for the Big Show and Rey Mysterio, not quite enough to put them away. And the Miz, he's just kind of standing and stirring there. He doesn't know where he's at. He's in La La Land. As Mysterio takes down Ryder again. And, snapmare there, snapping the neck of Zack Ryder. That's going to hurt. And Mysterio, he's all over Zack Ryder right now. Zack Ryder's got to get himself back in the game. He's going to try and get a tag to the Miz, get the Awesome Ryders back in this match, or all of a sudden they're going to lose and be out of this tournament. And exactly what I wanted him to do, he did. He found himself a tag. The Miz is now back in this match. That was vital tag there, because I feel as though if Zack Ryder stayed in the match for any longer, it would have been all over. And Zack Ryder saving the match there again. The Miz was in a submission predicament from Rey Mysterio. Big Show, he may be looking to try and get himself in the action. Now, frequent tags again. Zack Ryder back in it. Don't know if that was a wise move. I think Zack Ryder's taken enough punishment to really be out of this match quite quickly if Mysterio does hit one big shot. And there's a submission. And the knee right into the back. That was never going to be enough really to take down Zack Ryder, even though he has taken a lot of punishment. And now the Awesome Ryders working well together. Double team there on Mysterio. But will Zack Ryder look for a tag? No, he's going to continue to work down Rey Mysterio. Big Show, not much he can do. He's just standing over in his corner. Rey Mysterio's probably going to need to look for a tag, I think. And Ryder, he's got Mysterio up. Oh, plants him down. That could be it. The Awesome Ryders, they may progress into round 2 of this tournament. If this is a 3 count, here we go. Cover. And Mysterio, he just kicks out at 1 quite comfortably. It's not going to be enough to take down the team of Rey Mysterio and the Big Show. Another submission hold here. Rey Mysterio continuously using these submission holds here to try and take down the Awesome Ryders instead of trying to hit his big shot. And another submission hold. And Miz breaks it up again. So Miz constantly breaking up these submission holds. Mysterio may need to look for another way to take down the Awesome Ryders. And Zack Ryder, he plants down Rey Mysterio. That could be it, but the Big Show grabs onto him, and I think he probably saved the match there, the Big Show, grabbing onto Ryder, not allowing him to get to the pin. I think that could have saved the match, and now he does it again. This is smart thinking from the Big Show. And now Mysterio works away on Zack Ryder. He's trying to get himself back in this match. But Zack Ryder is dominating Mysterio right now. Uh-oh, shoulders down, one. Big Show takes out the Miz, and that's it. Big Show and Rey Mysterio will progress on to round 2. The Big Show just got in the ring quick enough, and that's all that they needed to do. And this is the graphic. This is what we have right now. So the Punjabi Cobras and the Primetime Players, they are going to square off soon, and obviously the Big Show and Rey Mysterio don't know who their opponent is going to be yet, but it should be very interesting anyways. I think Rey Mysterio and the Big Show could be a bit of a wild card. You know, these guys have been experienced, they've done it before, they know how to win big matches, so I think perhaps these two guys could be one of the wild cards to win this one and take it out. So that's a big win. I thought Rey Mysterio was going to lose for sure, managed to get the roll up there, taking down Zack Ryder. The shoulders were down, and that's all that he needed to do, and we're going to move on to the next match now. And it's none other than the #1 contender for the WWE Championship, Randy Orton. Well, what a task he's got. Last week he had to face the Wyatts in a 3-on-1 handicap match. He found a way to beat them. I don't know how he did it, but he managed to overcome 3 men to win that match. Now tonight, he's got a much more difficult challenge, even though 3 men is more. But honestly, you've got 2 world champions teaming up together. Here comes the world heavyweight champion Ryback. Obviously, the story behind this, Randy Orton had the opportunity last week to pick Ryback or Brock Lesnar. Instead of picking Ryback, he decided to turn his back on the Authority and choose to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30. Now, I think in my last video, I kind of fucked up somewhere where I said that Randy Orton was going to face, The Rock was going to face Brock Lesnar or something like that. No, it's Randy Orton's going to face Brock Lesnar, just to clarify. A lot of you guys were poking fun of me for that. I don't even remember saying that. I haven't watched it back, but I did fuck up apparently. But yes, Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton is going to occur. So Ryback could have been the other choice Randy Orton could have made, but instead he chose to pick this man, Brock Lesnar. This is a rare appearance. Perhaps leading in towards WrestleMania, the Authority is going to make Brock Lesnar wrestle a little bit more just to make sure he's ready to go. And, well, he could get an opportunity to step in the ring with Randy Orton tonight. This is a 2-on-1 handicap match. The Beast Brock Lesnar, the longest reigning champion in Universe Mode history, will probably be the longest reigning champion of all time in Universe Mode. I can never see anybody holding the title for as long as he has. And he is the Authority's champion. And if you're wondering, I don't think Ryback has kind of sided with the Authority. I think, you know, he just happened to be involved in this situation right now, and I think the Authority feels as though, look, you know, Ryback, he was involved with it last week, we'll throw him in the match this week and let him team up with Brock Lesnar. So this is Ryback's first match on Raw, I think since before SummerSlam or something like that. Of course, Ryback used to be on Monday Night Raw, had absolutely no success, and he was traded over to SmackDown, and ever since he was traded, he's had a lot of success. Now the world champion, held the title since Hell in a Cell. He managed to survive the Elimination Chamber as well, which is certainly a big accomplishment because the 5 men in that match, they were all superstar calibers. They were really, really tough opponents for Ryback, the biggest Elimination Chamber in history. Well, I don't know if it's the biggest anymore because The Undertaker, of course, wasn't a part of that, but certainly still a tough match. And here we go, Lesnar and Randy Orton in the same ring together. A little bit of a sneak peek of what's to come at WrestleMania 30. Obviously, the Authority, they want to try and beat down Orton, make sure he doesn't make it to WrestleMania 30 by putting him in these tough matches, in these handicap matches. And he survived the match against the Wyatts last week. Now another handicap match this week against 2 world champions is certainly no easy thing to overcome. So Orton's got a tough challenge, and if he can make it to WrestleMania, then obviously he would have done well, because I think the Authority is just going to keep throwing everything at him. So handicap matches, sure, maybe we might even see some like Extreme Rules matches or something like that, just to keep it even more intense for Orton. So Brock Lesnar in this ring right now, and Lesnar, this is a rare appearance for him on Monday Night Raw. Obviously, I feel as though right now Brock Lesnar's on a bit of he's on the road to kind of proving himself to be a champion, and I say that because he's been treated like a bit of a princess, to be honest, by the Authority. The Authority gives him everything he wants. They give him the easiest possible schedule you could ask for. He has 1 match a month, and that's on pay-per-view when he has to defend his championships. I think he's had a total of what? I think this might be his 4th Raw match since being champion. So yes, 4 matches on Raw since being champion. He's held the title since July. So think about that. This is March. So he's been treated very kindly by the authorities. So Brock Lesnar, I think right now just wants to kind of prove to everyone that he can do it himself. He doesn't need the authority to hold his hand. He can just sit there and he can come out on Monday Night Raw. He can have matches week to week and win and still be the champion. And I don't think he's going to wrestle every week or anything like that. Maybe in towards WrestleMania we might see Lesnar a little bit more. But I certainly think that Lesnar is out to prove that he still deserves to be the champion. He's still a fighting champion, and that he can wrestle full time and can remain champion just like anyone else. So maybe this is the beginning of Lesnar trying to certainly solidify that by competing on Raw here. Obviously, it's a handicap match. Lesnar's not fully involved in this match like Randy Orton is, so he's going to have a little bit easier time here. And teaming up against the World Heavyweight Champion, that's obviously the best possible partner you can have, in my opinion, as Orton kicks out at 2. So Orton has a good opportunity to try and take down Lesnar here, get the best of Lesnar. And I mean, if he can beat both these guys in the same match, then my God, that's going to be the biggest win in probably in Universe Mode history. You're knocking off 2 world champions in one night as Orton kicks out again at 2. The world champion Ryback, the king of SmackDown, and like we said before, we haven't seen him on Raw for a long time, so this is foreign territory for Ryback, and obviously he wants to survive WrestleMania as well. It's still up in the air who will be his opponent. Batista certainly wants to face Ryback. He challenged Ryback. Ryback said no. And oh, there's the meat hook clothesline. This could be the beginning of the end as there's a cover. 2, 3, that's it! The meat hook clothesline is enough to take down Orton. And the team of Ryback and Brock Lesnar gets the win. Ryback, the world champ, he knocks off Randy Orton. So maybe a good thing that Randy Orton didn't challenge Ryback, because Ryback, good enough to beat Orton. Obviously, it's a handicap match, though. You can't really compare. So that's a big win. And another plus for the Authority. They have beaten Randy Orton. Randy Orton got the better of them last week, but this week the Authority, they get the win. So Randy Orton, he's going to have a tough time heading in towards WrestleMania, but if he can survive, I think he's got a great chance of becoming the next WWE champion. Ryback, I don't know if he'll face Batista. I mean, Batista challenged him. Ryback said, look, you have to prove yourself. Batista didn't really do that on SmackDown. Perhaps in the upcoming episode of SmackDown he may do that. So Batista's probably the heavy favorite to face Ryback at WrestleMania 30. But we'll find out who exactly will face Ryback in the next episode of Universe Mode. And of course, guys, if you enjoyed this week's edition of Universe Mode, please leave a like, subscribe for more, and I will see you all in the next edition of WWE 2K14 Universe Mode.